I'm glad you're dead, and I hope you rot in hell forever. I was having a conversation earlier with my dad, God bless him, about the death and life of South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham. He was bemoaning the left's response to the death of Mr. Graham. It's terrible, people so full of hate, so evil. I personally have some very strong feelings about the late Lady G, but it got me thinking, how wrong must someone be in life in order for it to be right to celebrate their death? Or at the very least, acceptable? Hitler dying, good. Mr. Rogers dying, bad. Churchill, Lyndon B. Johnson, one of them led Britain through World War II. One of them is largely responsible for the Civil Rights Act, Medicare and Medicaid, Voting Rights Act, but both of them are also very responsible for a lot of death, starvation, suffering, the loss of dignity on the altar of imperial power. So there's a gray area here. What am I supposed to feel about bad things happening to them? Back to Lindsey Graham for a moment, though. There were three things you could rely on him for: a vote for more war money, a vote against equal protection under the law for gay citizens of America, and that sweet, cute little Southern accent. We don't need to go through his whole entire track record and his history. He's been in politics for a long time. There's some recently released footage of Senator Graham kicking his feet and giggling over the news that American military action had begun in Iran. I think it's important to remember that in February, over 100 Iranian schoolchildren were killed in their school by American military action. He also voted against gay marriage in 96, 04, was upset when it finally became the law of the land, voted against repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell, etc. After doing some research, I haven't really found anything where everybody's like, he did a really good job here. I haven't really found any like redeeming qualities of Lindsey Graham. Some people said that he was nice or that he was their friend, but what am I supposed to feel about his death? I don't think it's wrong to feel good about a bad thing happening to a bad person. Schadenfreude is normal. People who study the brain say that it is an evolutionary aspect of our brains where the reward center gets triggered into releasing dopamine in our system when we see something like that happen. So in the case of a powerful senator who dies upon returning home from visiting a manufacturing plant for war machines, if you already did not like that guy, your brain will reward you for seeing that news. But those same folks who study the brain say that too much pleasure in the suffering of others, regardless of if it's justified, will erode your empathy and decrease your ability to emotionally connect with the other people around you. Another study I read in Death Studies, a journal published by the Association for Death Education and Counseling, it showed that those who perceive themselves to have a very close parasocial bond with celebrities, when they hear about that celebrity dying, they have a very similar response to the grief that someone, when they experience the loss of a close social bond, like a family member or a friend, when that person dies, these two people are experiencing the same kind of grief. So when that 70-year-old woman who's got gay grandkids and liked Obama and donated to the Malala Fund and really enjoyed seeing Senator Lindsey Graham with his cute little accent on Fox News 3 times a week, when she finds out that he's dead, neurologically speaking, she's really going through it. As I said before, I have very strong feelings about the life and death of Senator Lindsey Graham. All of them are negative. This is not about revisiting his legacy to find some kind of redemption. I personally don't think that that exists for him, but this is an invitation to understanding, as silly as it sounds. It's a reminder that while Schadenfreude isn't wrong, it is the high coming low and not the low being raised up. So when evil men drop dead, make sure that you don't just rejoice in their suffering, but make sure you take some time to lift up the low, good people around you. And when you see somebody who doesn't share the same response you do to a bad thing happening to a bad person, take a second, examine your motives, examine theirs. Maybe they don't know about the bad stuff they did. Maybe they just like accents. Can't imagine being in favor of any South Carolina politician. Roads down there, nobody knows how to drive. This is a reminder to hold on to your empathy and keep an eye on how many times you say, I'm glad you're dead, and I hope you rot in hell forever.